What is with tire width? Why do some bikes, like the Z650 here, come with skinny little tires, while other bikes, like the R1, have big old fatty tires? And if you wanted to put a wider tire on the back of your bike, how's it going to affect handling? We'll figure it out in this video from the MC Garage. All right, so most of you are going to think that this tire size question is dumb because the answer seems obvious. Bigger, more powerful sport bikes need bigger tires because bigger tires give you more grip. Bigger tires equal more grip, therefore bigger must be better, right? Not necessarily. It is true that a wider tire fitted to an appropriately sized rim is going to give you more grip because it has a larger footprint. But if there's one thing to remember when it comes to tire performance, it's that it is always a compromise. Wider tires might give you more grip, but really wide tires, like the ones you might see on some cruisers or bikes like Hayabusas, are not necessarily good for handling. For starters, your bike's not going to tip into corners as easily, and it's going to require more bar input to stay on line. Wider tires are also heavier, so acceleration and braking performance are going to suffer, and that extra mass makes your suspension's job harder since there's more unsprung weight to control. On the other hand, skinnier, lighter tires are actually good for handling, but they can't cope with as much horsepower, and if you were to put a skinny tire on a big, powerful bike, it's going to wear out really quickly. So, smaller, less powerful motorcycles can get away with skinnier, lighter tires, while bigger, more powerful motorcycles need a wider tire so that they offer adequate grip and wear. There's one more factor that comes into play when selecting tire size, and that is style. People love the look of a big fat rear tire, and they might even assume that it's going to give them more grip. But here is the thing. If you squeeze a wide tire onto a narrow rim, it might pinch the profile so much that you actually end up with a smaller contact patch. Then there's all those other handling compromises that I also covered. Unless you are a track day rider or a racer and you're looking for that last little bit of grip from a one size larger tire, your best bet is to stick with your stock tire sizes. If you're wondering what size tire your bike is supposed to be rolling on, you can just check your owner's manual, you can look at the sticker that's going to be on the frame or the swing arm, or you can look right at the wheel because the width is going to be printed right there. Then just take that rim width and match it to the recommendations from your tire manufacturer of choice. So far we've just talked about grip and some really basic handling characteristics, but there's a whole lot more to tire dynamics, a whole lot more. One thing I do want to bring up, mostly because I think it's interesting, is how tire width influences how much lean angle can be carried through a corner. All right, we're going to get a little bit sciencey here, but if you envision a motorcycle following the arc of a corner, the centrifugal force that wants to pull the bike to the outside of the turn is in equilibrium with the lateral acceleration created by the bike leaning into the turn. When you're cornering on a wide tired bike, the contact patch of the tire is farther away from the center line of the motorcycle, so the bike has to lean over farther to achieve the necessary equilibrium. With narrower tires, the contact patch is closer to the center line of the bike, so less lean angle is needed to balance those two opposing forces. Tire width is one of the reasons why wide-tired MotoGP bikes lean over as far as they do, while narrow-tired Moto3 bikes don't lean over nearly as much. All right, so that just about wraps up that, and I know that we just scratched the surface on what is a really complex topic. I also know that this topic was a little out of the normal wheelhouse for MC Garage, but hopefully you enjoyed it and hopefully you learned something. I want to keep the conversation going by posing this question for you guys to answer. If ADV bikes are so big, powerful, and heavy, why are they rolling around on such narrow tires? Chew on that for a while. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe, leave your comments, and ride safe.